Good morning, everyone. I must first apologize for not doing any eye contact in this content. I will be reading, and therefore, my eyes will not solely be on the camera. So please accept my sincere apology. Thank you. They say the devil you know is better than the angels you don't know, meaning it is better to deal with someone you already know, even if you do not like them, than to deal with someone that you know nothing about, because they may be even worse. And that's a true statement. Here's another one. To see me and come live with me are two different things. This is a warning for persons to be mindful of the choices that they make, as sometimes appearance can be deceiving. This is similar to the saying, don't judge a book by its cover. Here's another one. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Other people always seem to be in a better situation than you, although they might not be. In all fairness, if you think that grass is greener on the other side, then water your own lawn. When it comes to a relationship, if you are going to constantly watch your neighbor's wife, husband, and think that their lifestyle is way better than yours, then what you need to do, instead of coveting your neighbors, what you need to do is to water your relationship. Find ways how to make your relationship works. Don't just look at another person's relationship and say, oh, I wish my relationship was like that. No, don't even look. I have always heard people said this. Don't compare your children or your kids to another person's children or child. What you need to do is to focus on your household, focus on your responsibility, whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that your relationship works, do it. Whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that your child becomes better at whatever their endeavors are going to be, do it. But do not compare your child to other people's children or your relationship to another person's relationship. Covet means yearn to possess something, especially something that belongs to another. Biblically, it means one should banish his or her desires for whatever doesn't belong to us. Jesus tells us in Luke 12, verse 15, that we should take care and be on your guard against all covetousness, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions. Someone can say to you, I covet your prayers. That's not a bad thing for a person to say. This statement simply means that this person earnestly desires that you pray for them. A covetous mind can lead to so many other things like greed, envy, hate, and even murder. As parents, we need to teach our children that it is a sin to covet others, and it is not everything that they see their friends with they will have. If we do not teach them the tools of contentment, this will eventually be a part of their lifestyle even throughout their relationship. This is why most women believes that whenever they ask for something, they are entitled to it. If their spouse said no, they think that their husband, boyfriend, or man is cheating or he no longer loves her. This is where the scripture comes in. Proverbs 13, verse 24. Whosoever spares the rod hates his son, but he who loves him is diligent to discipline. Growing up, my grandmother would always say, and I quote, I am not going to spare the rod and spoil any one of you. End of quote. I say that to say this. My grandmother never missed a beat. Even in your sleep, she would still remember that she forgot to discipline you. And you could bet your life on it. You were going to get it even if it was a minute before day breaks. One would have classified our ways of discipline abusive, but we saw it as our ways of instilling moral values in our lives for the future ahead of us. If there's one thing I can remember, it is that my grandmother has always taught us how to be contented. That's something that we rarely see in today's society. Parents choose to be their children's friend rather than being a parent. Sometimes we choose to condone with their behavior so that our children will love us. That's not the way of good parenting. You can discipline your children without being abusive or love them any less. However, those thoughts or behavior is just a way for the devil to keep us captive. Our children will not be obedient or respect. As parents, we have to teach our children how to be contented. We have to teach our children that being covetous is not a good thing, it's a sin. And it's not okay for them to covet what their friends have or what they see their neighbors with. In all fairness, when they becomes an adult, they will not know how to navigate in their relationship if we as parents do not teach them the tools and instill in them moral values. And this is why I am doing this content. Honestly, I went a whole different way. I am doing this content based on a movie I was watching. And this female, she was having issues with her baby daddy. And instead of trying to work things out and, communicate with her boyfriend or her baby daddy, she chooses to vent to her friend. And as females, some of us is not going to advise our friends the right way. We're going to tell them to do the wrong thing. And so her friend was telling her, leave the boy alone, put him out. What about this guy that was checking you? He ride a bike. He have a little business. You can talk to him and stuff like that. And she now listened to her friend and put her baby father out. The baby father said to her, I am not going to give you anything. I'm going to leave you in the house, but I am not going to give you anything. I'm going to cut off everything. Then she said to her baby father, so who is going to take care of the child? He said, you want me out? Then all the responsibility is on you. And I said that to say this. Most time as female, we do not think. We choose to vent to our friends rather than having a conversation with our partner. We choose to vent to our family members rather than having a conversation with our partner. Instead of picking up the phone and calling your friends or your parents, your siblings, and tell them what's going on in your relationship, sit your partner down and have a conversation with him. The both of you are old enough, mature enough to have a civil conversation as to what's going on in your relationship, what you do not like, what you do not feel comfortable about. Your friends are not going to tell you to have a conversation with your man. Your friend is going to tell you to leave the boy alone. He's not worth it. And most friends would criticize your man, and you, without thinking, accept the advice that your friends gave to you rather than, let me sit and talk with my man. You put your man out, and at the same time you're expecting the man to take care of your responsibility when you throw him out. It is not fair, and as females we need to do as the scripture said in Proverbs 22 verse 6, train up a child in the way he should go, even when he is old he will not depart from it. Once we follow the instruction of God, we as parents can never go wrong. Have yourself a blessed day, and remember, ladies, before you vent to your friends and your family members, as long as your man is not being abusive to you, have a conversation with him, talk things over, than to allow your emotions to make the decisions that you will regret later on. Have a blessed day.